Hi, my name is Herb Higginbotham, and I'm presenting to you my final project for EDAD 688. The project title is called PBIS Data Collection Tools and Resources that Support Implementation. Before I dive into the project, I want to give you a little bit of background about PBIS, and just so you have so you're familiar with what that is. PBIS stands for Positive Behavior Interventions and Supports. And what it is really just ways that we can address some of the behavior issues that go on throughout the school. It's a framework for instruction that is being introduced to my staff after spring break. We're actually going to start with a PBIS team, and this is a team of interested teachers who want to learn more about how they could support positive behaviors throughout the school. And what we're going to do is use this approach as a whole staff starting next year and go through full implementation. Now, why PBIS? It offers a framework for instruction to support positive behaviors throughout the entire school, and it uses the same approach to intervention as does the academic intervention approach most of us think of when we think of response to intervention. In fact, you can see some of they're very similar in the approach. The whole idea behind response to intervention in PBIS is that good quality instruction in the classroom usually addresses most of the issues with behavior or academics. However, there are some students that need an additional intervention or intensive intervention dependent on the issue or the reoccurring behavior or reoccurring academic lack of progress. And so I wanted you to see how PBIS and RTI, which is something that more people might be more familiar with, how they kind of go together. Now let's jump into the project. What I did was I put together a site using Google Sites, and what I wanted to do was create a site where teachers could go to learn more information about PBIS as we implement this framework for instruction starting when we get back from spring break and as we get fully into the implementation starting next year. I wanted to provide teachers with a site that they could go to and learn more information about it. The overall goal or expected outcome for this project is that the Google site and the Google form that I'm going to show you here in just a moment will provide the support and data that is needed to make informed instructional decisions that positively affect the behavior at our school. The staff and administration are really going to benefit from this project because it's going to allow them to learn and share ideas related to PBIS. It's going to allow us to efficiently record behavior referrals using a Google form, and it's going to effectively monitor whether or not the behavior interventions that we're trying are working throughout the school. It's going to be expected that teachers use the Google Office referral form here that I'm going to show you in just a minute to record and submit office referrals, and it's also going to be expected that the administrator and PBIS team periodically review all of the data that is being submitted through the office referral form and use that information to determine the effectiveness of our implementation. And this project addresses, I believe, a lot of different standards in technology and administration, or technology standards for school administrators. And if you take a look here, here are the standards and indicators that I've selected that I really feel that are being addressed with this project. I feel that leadership and vision is being addressed here because we really are using data to make leadership decisions, not only as an administrator but as a school-based team. We're using technology for learning and teaching because we're using technology to enhance and support instruction. And we're also using technology to support and enhance instructional methods to develop higher level thinking and decision making and problem solving. I believe that we're using technology for productivity and professional practice because we're using it to really this page is going to be the communication hub for this implementation, and it's going to become increasingly useful for teachers as we continue to contribute to it. We're using, if you take a look at standard 4 right here, the support management operations standard, I selected B because we're integrating technology-based management to help sustain a plan to implement PBIS. And we're using technology to assess and evaluate the plan just through the Google form and the summary of responses, which I'm going to show you here in just a minute. let's get into the project a little bit. Here's the page that I created using Google Sites, and really I decided to divide the site into 4 categories. There's going to be a place for office referrals, a place for interventions and resources, a place to show when the PBIS team will be meeting, which will be important for teacher referrals and for teachers to know when they might be able to participate in those meetings, and in the announcements. I'm going to start with the announcements because I think this is a really neat page. It's a way for the PBIS team to share with the staff something that they've been working on, or it could also be a place where teachers can share stories of success of how an intervention they've tried with a student has been successful, to encourage others to try the intervention as well. What I did was I posted an example post of what we're going to be looking at as a PBIS team when we get back from spring break. And the video is actually something that another school did to demonstrate good and bad examples of PBIS inside their school. And so it shows the kids walking into the restroom the proper way, coming out, washing their hands, and then they have the adult teacher there who always does things the wrong way. And it's just a cute little video, and it gave us some great ideas for how we might do something similar for our students and our staff. Going back to the home page here, I wanted to also show everybody the team meeting schedule. It's really just a generic Google Calendar, but it could be any calendar that shows when the team is going to be meeting, and it's just a great way to communicate what's going on and make sure that there's some transparency with the team. The interventions and resources is another great feature on this site. What you see here are just some documents that have been uploaded by me, and they're just documents I thought would be helpful for teachers who just need a little bit of extra resources. One of these documents is a great consequence continuum. It really helps define what are major behaviors and what are minor behaviors. I thought that would be a great resource for teachers. And there's also this wonderful website called PBIS World. I highly recommend it. You can start by selecting the ongoing behavior, and it provides us with some research-based interventions that we could try in order to support this student and try to get them to not do the behaviors or try to change the behaviors that we think are taken away from the students' learning each day. What I really like about this is that anybody can add a file, a link, or even from their Google Drive, a document or resource that they think others might benefit from. And I think it's just a great way to share and collaborate among the entire staff and really help really help embrace PBIS. And finally, the office referral form. This is going to be really crucial in determining the overall success of the project. Referral data is going to be collected through this Google form, and this data is going to be summarized, because what Google Forms does is that it actually puts all the information that's submitted through the form into a spreadsheet. That spreadsheet could then be analyzed by the PBIS team or teachers who are interested in it, and really start helping us to see whether or not our implementation strategies are being effective. Are our problem areas reducing? Are the number of incidents that are occurring in our problem areas reducing over time? So it's really going to be crucial in determining the overall effectiveness of this project. And honestly, the overall measure of success will be the decrease in the number of office referrals and behavior incidents throughout the school. And the number of incidents will actually be progress monitored and graphed each month. So at the end of each month, we could do a quick tally of how many office referrals took place and graph that over time. And hopefully we will see a downward trend of the number of office referrals. And that'll really indicate whether or not this information, the strategies that we're sharing, and the information that we're sharing with staff is being effective. So let me show you how I would submit a form right here. Let's say I've got the student a student had an incident this morning. Her name is Jenna, and I'm going to put my name in here, and she's in kindergarten. And this happened today, and actually happened at 9 o'clock. And it happened in the back in the restroom by the cafeteria. And what I noticed was that Jenna was trying to flush a roll of paper towels down the toilet. And this is a list of the types of major problem behaviors that have taken place here. And in this case, it's property damage, I believe. So I click submit. Now, if I'm the principal, I can see any of the referrals be compiled right here, and anybody on the PBIS team can see these referrals as well. And I'm going to show you how we can summarize these here in just a second. But let's say I'm the principal, I got another referral for Jenna, and I'm really interested. She's been up to some interesting behavior lately. So what I could do, the cool thing about Google Sheets, and you can also do this in Microsoft Excels, but you can highlight the headers of the columns, and you can turn on this little button right here. It's called filter, and it's going to allow you to sort the data the way that you want. So let's say I'm really interested in Jenna. She's really been up to some interesting behaviors lately, so I'm only going to look at data that has to do with Jenna. And lo and behold, I only had a handful of referrals, but Jenna makes up almost half of those referrals. And I've noticed a trend here that shows that Jenna keeps happening on a Wednesday in the morning, and it keeps happening in the back hallway restroom. And each time Jenna is trying to flush something down the toilet. So this girl is really either interested in plumbing, or there's something else going on here that I need to address. But again, this is just a great way to quickly find some information on this student, to really find out what's going on with her. It really takes a whole look at the child. Now I'm going to back up here, and I want to show you how we can take all this data. And then this might be hard to kind of go through, but the neat thing, I really like this feature in Google Sheets. The neat thing about this is that you can go to what's called a summary of responses, and it shows you all of the data, but in kind of a graphic form. And it really shows like the location of the incidents. Keep going in this restroom cafeteria in the back hallway, where a lot of people aren't usually monitoring, and the property damage seems to be the #1 major problem behavior. So as you can see, the summary feature of Google Sheets is really allowing me to make some informed decisions as a member of the PBIS team, or as the administrator in the building. So in order to implement this project, I have 6 dates proposed, and that's going to happen starting when we get back from spring break. The first step is really just to get the team together, the PBIS team, introduce them to the Google site, and seek some feedback. I would want that feedback before the next time we meet, which would be the following week when we're going to review all the suggested revisions, and we're going to do some mock referral data, kind of like what I just did for the video here, and plan some instructional next steps. Really walk the team through what their role is going to be throughout the school year. And then team members are going to volunteer to share this information with the staff at the staff meeting. The staff meeting is going to go through the same thing where they do a test referral. And after a month of collecting referral data, we're going to summarize it as a team, plan some next steps, and we're going to share this information with the staff to encourage them to continue using the Office data referral form with the Google form. So there's my project to help support the implementation of PBIS at my school. I think that this data is going to be absolutely crucial in the success of this project, and please feel free to contact me if you have any questions.